In the meantime, looks like Schism's starting to thinking about taking the upper right-hand corner of the base, but Newbcrack has a pretty decent economic advantage. He doesn't have very good drone saturation at the 9 o'clock position, but he is mining the gas there. And really, it's gas at this stage in the game that can really be critical. Although Schism, he's starting to get that gas down the upper right-hand corner. We'll see if Noob can just do something with, I don't know, macro up a little bit here in the meantime. This is a pretty, I would say at this point, it's a pretty even game. It's just, Schism has more territorial control, but Noob has this opportunity. He's got a superior economy, just slightly. Maybe if he can get some macro out, just some crazy macro out. But no, it's not to be. Dropships going down at the 9 o'clock location. Newbcrack did not have, he just moved troops out of that location. Going to lose that gas mining, going to lose that economic advantage. Tanks starting to push in, but they're going into a siege tank spread. In the meantime, Schism looks like he's loading up for another set with the dropships. Yeah, he's loading up right at the front of his base. He's going to think about doing some more. Newbcrack having to bring the science vessels, the dropships out to clean this up. He is going to be able to save his command center, but still halting that gas production, which is the only advantage he really had. He has far less territorial control at this stage in the game. Schism has the upper right-hand corner of the base. He's starting to expand at the natural expansion there at the 1 o'clock position. Command center is just kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere for Newbcrack. And Newbcrack has about, I would say, 5 tanks he's starting to push out now into Schism. It looks like he's going to try to do kind of a 9 o'clock side siege. There's a single tank at that location. He doesn't have any spot. He's going to try to stop this mineral only, but that's not really what he needs to stop at this point in the game. What he needs to do is he needs to do some gas damage. He needs to stop the gas from being produced. It looks like a bear, and there's a huge dropship. This is going to get face stomped right here. 3 tanks and 4 dropships worth of units just pushing there. There were some units at the 9 o'clock position to shell a little bit of that. That's going to get cleaned up by those 4 dropships in the meantime. So once again, Newbcrack going to lose that 9 o'clock position. Now Schism's just taking over. Newbcrack trying to stream troops up. So early aggression really, it almost paid off for Newbcrack. It was just an unlucky scout at an unlucky time. Schism really knowing Newbcrack's playstyle. I have to say he was really prepared for this game, knowing Newbcrack penchant for kind of expanding in the dark. Just hoping not to get scouted at times, and just that was a ridiculous aggressive expansion. He just put it all over the field, and now Newbcrack looks like he's going to take the middle of the map. So he's going to try to take the double gas at the middle. He's got 2 Goliaths and 2 SCVs starting to move to the upper right-hand corner. Schism's already prepared for that, though. In the meantime, the rest of his troops have died in front of Schism's front door. Schism right now really taking control. I really don't see a large. Schism just has a large unit count on the ground. Newbcrack does not. Schism has a mobile attack force. In fact, he completely stopped the 9 o'clock location with 4 tanks at that location. He's got dropships out in the air. Looks like somehow the Goliath managed to break through. I missed it. And there must have been some dropships alongside or something to that degree, or maybe those tanks were pushed up alongside that. Goliath very quickly stomped, and 2 more tanks. It looks like Schism's going to try to create some other contain. That middle base, though, is producing for Newbcrack in the meantime. He's in a bit of economic trouble. His main is looking somewhat thin. It doesn't look like he's produced a lot of SCVs there, actually, probably shifting them off to other locations. His mineral only is producing fairly well. 3 more dropships alongside. His secondary is really the main producing base for him. He's trying to put pressure in that upper right-hand corner because he knows if Schism has those 3 bases in that upper right-hand corner, he's not going to be able to compete. And he just hasn't been able to get it done there, though. He's trying to set up a siege tank again on that mineral section, not getting it done. Siege tanks once again on the corner. Schism taking a couple free hits from Noob. Dropship's going to come around and make sure that the blockade doesn't get a good seal, but still Newbcrack doesn't have a lot of places to go, and Schism just has a lot of troops. And now I think Schism is going to spot out, if he hasn't already, that middle base with these dropships. No, they're going cross location. He still hasn't scouted the middle. Goliath's pushing up to kind of try to just peck at these dropships, not quite getting it done though. Now the Goliath, still just 4. I'm surprised we're not seeing a larger force. Now we're seeing the larger force. Schism getting a lot more tanks out, loading up. He's got 4 dropships as well as it looks like I would say about 5 tanks. 6 tanks underneath, and more units flooding out of the base. He's at a pretty good production rate right here. He's got about 5 or 6 factories running. I don't see any other out in the field. Looks like he's getting a science facility up to get that the additional upgrades. Let's actually change up. Surprisingly, Newbcrack, the one area that he is exceeding in, or I should say he's ahead in, he's got weapons 1 and armor 1 upgraded, and a huge drop on the mineral only over Newbcrack's base. SCV starting to flood out, and but it's not going to help. He just doesn't have the units on the ground. And it looks like, I'm surprised actually the science facility is going down. I'm going to assume it's for science vessels at this point, or maybe nukes or something along those lines, because Schism's actually, he hasn't even gotten weapons 1 or armor 1 at this point. I'm surprised he's going with the science facility at this stage in the game. I'll try to keep an eye out for that. His main is currently mined out, but he's got all sorts of expansions. So now the mineral only, and also the factories getting shelled, and all units coming out of those factories from Newbcrack by those 5 tanks that were at the mineral only after they're done with the command center, now starting to shell what's left. A drop coming out. I don't know it's going to be enough. It's only a single dropship, and SCVs inside trying to do what they can. One of the SCVs actually running off. 1 tank was taken out, but it's not enough. 2 more tanks coming underneath, but again, Schism just pounding it. And still that Goliath alongside hammering that. This does not look good from Newbcrack. Now it looks like that middle expansion was spotted out. Schism is sending units. He's cleaned up the SCVs. He's probably going to be able to take this command center out. I think this is going to be the death blow. I think this is going to be GG. And it looks like a cliffside drop. There was a little bit of a defense force there from Newbcrack defending that cliff above his natural, but unfortunately that was cleaned up easily by Schism just by overwhelming forces in his dropships. Now he's going to be hitting the secondary, and that is the last producing expansion for Newbcrack. He's got a single dropship pushing up, trying to get it done there, and again unloading SCVs. You can see the desperation. You can see the fight here in Newbcrack. He does not want to let his team down. SCV's able to take out 1 tank, but not just through splash damage, but he loses his dropship in the process, and now only 3 SCVs mining for Newbcrack at this point. He's got to be extremely thin on resources. He has managed to clean up the mineral only. He brought the command center in the middle of the map back to that location. He's landing it there now, but it's just going to be a matter of time before that gets taken out. Newbcrack on his last legs as far as resources go. He's lifted off the mineral only, and another huge drop from Schism going all over the supply ranks. Oh man, all over the supply depots. Newbcrack sees it, calls GG, and Schism takes the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Looks like 1-0 in favor of Light over OD. I thought that was a pretty entertaining game considering. Yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Special thanks to, once again, Newbcrack and Schism for letting me sit in and do the commentary. And once again, thanks for listening. You can check out, I guess Season 3 is coming up. We got some new competitors. Also, SoCal Land 3 coming down the line. Aerials will be there. I'll be there. Xeris will be there. A bunch of popular people will be there. Day 9 among them. Dino is expected to be there. And you can check out all that information at bwusa.org. Once again, shout out to everybody in the channel, and thanks for listening.